Coming back to New Zealand, and with our storytelling we have here with our films, our TV, stuff like that, I feel like we need more. You know, I think we need more of our stories to be put out there, especially in the New Zealand context. You know, especially in the Pacifica context. You know,
we need more of our stories being told by our people. That's what we need.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, a lot of the funding goes towards white people. And the funding that is given to brown people is always at a fraction of what white people get. And at the moment, there's this kind of, what do you call it? Like, there's a lot of money out there to tell brown stories. And that means a lot of white people are coming in trying to tell brown stories to get in on that funding. And because they're white people that get most of that funding. I think there's a TV series coming out.
So defeats the purpose, eh?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I know people who work in the industry and TV and stuff who are just, I keep hearing horror stories of shit. This is an unpopular opinion, but the Panthers TV show absolutely fucking sucks. Because
I had a critique on that.
Because despite all the people I know that worked on it, and all the brown people that worked on it, I've heard some horror stories about the production. And in the end, after watching it, I could see what they tried to do. And it's won a shitload of awards, so in my opinion probably doesn't mean shit to them. But in the end, watching it, it still felt like this was a brown story told through a white lens.
Yeah.
Because
or it had the white sort of control over certain parts.
Yeah.
To make it more commercial or whatever they wanted to.
Because one of the first red flags that showed up in the first episode was they start off the series and in the show, like you have Tiki Dupe and Troy Kingi kind of doing their thing, which is like, okay, I can see why they're appealing to the young audience, which is cool. I can understand why they're doing that. And Tiki Dupe, he's awesome anyway. So, and then they have like interspersed is amongst that is the actual news footage of white people being racist. Right, like these people should go back to where they came from. They should speak English, blah blah blah. They cause trouble and all this stuff. Like they have actual archival footage from the news of white people being openly racist about Pacifica. And then in the first episode of the Panthers, what is the first time you see a whole bunch of brown people gathering together? When it's the gangs. So essentially, that first episode, you're proving those people right by having this gathering of gangs, your Warriors Cyrus speech light moment. I'm like, what the fuck? Why could you not celebrate actual brown gatherings? No, the first thing you show is these gangs, and then they fucking tear the streets of Grey Lynn apart. Yeah. And so it's like, okay, so you have this gang meeting, which is where you see the most brown people in this first episode together, and then they cause violence and shit. Like, that's just perpetuating the fucking stereotype that those white people in the archival footage were saying about us. I was like, what the fuck? The other thing was the centering of the white woman. So the cop's wife, there was so much time spent on her because they were using her as the in for the feminist issues around the same time in the 70s. Right, the women's rights marches and stuff. So they were centering around her. And she had like the abortion and stuff, and then and so they centered a lot of fucking women's issues around her. Why?
It's not about that.
It's not about fucking her. She's fucking white. The person they should have centered those issues around was Dr. Melania Nye. So the actress who played Melanie, she was fucking amazing. I really liked her. Because Dr. Melania Nye, her story itself, like fucking would have been perfect for feminist issues. She was a Samoan woman studying medicine at the University of Auckland in the 70s. They show her class. It's all white. She's like the only brown girl, like in Will Ololo here. I fucking hated that character in that TV show. He was an absolute dick, and he never really kind of learnt from it. So I couldn't stand it. The actor was cool, but again, the character that he was playing was an absolute prick. But Dr. Melania Nai, female Samoan woman at the Auckland University of Auckland, studying medicine with pretty much other white people in the class. Her mother dies, so at home she becomes the sole female in the house, and so she has to look after her brothers and her father. I'm like, feminist issues right there. Fuck, feminist and racist issues. You can fucking explore it and do all of that, but no, there was more time spent on Carol. I think it was her name, on the white woman than they did on the brown woman. And I was like, yeah, this is fucking, you know what that reeked of? That reeked of, oh, we need to have a good white person in the series because we don't want everyone to think white people are bad. Fuck you. This is a brown story. Like, why the fuck did you have to center a white person on it? And then the whole I don't want to talk about him because of all the shit around him, but the My Film guy.
Yeah.
The way it ended, where the white cop tried to kill him because he thought he was sleeping with his wife, and then he doesn't rat on him. It's like, what the fuck? You're defending a white dude who just tried to kill you. Why? Again, these white people, despite the white cop doing dumb ass fucking shit and try to kill another brown guy, like a brown guy, that brown guy still sticks up for him.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck. Fuck you, Panthers. I don't give a fuck. Like, people will probably get, like, if they watch this, people will probably get upset with me. But I don't give a fuck because I don't work in your industry.
Yeah.
I probably won't now, but, you know, that's one of the things, as I said, I've heard a lot of fucking horror stories. And I'm not gonna talk about them in this podcast because I'm talking about how I saw the series. I'm not going to talk about stuff I've heard from people who were actually part of that production, but, you know, because those aren't my stories to tell. But I'm just speaking from what I saw wrong with it. And the thing is with the TV and film industry is blacklisting is a very big thing. So a lot of people who had issues with the Panthers and worked in the Panthers won't say anything because they're afraid of being blacklisted, which is a very real thing in the industry. But I don't work in the industry yet. So fuck you guys. Fuck the Panthers TV series. What are they going to do? They're going to fuck up. They're going to fuck up season 2. Apparently they're going for season 2. They're going to fuck up the Bastion Point protest. Is that what they're going to do? They're going to fuck up the Springbok protest and center it around the Springbok? I don't know what the fuck. Like,
but look who you work for. You work for something bigger than
anything
in New Zealand right now.
So yeah, that's
you got a whole global corporation. We work for.
Yeah, I work for Disney, motherfuckers. Yeah. Take your Panthers tail and stick it up your ass. But
you know, for me, when I watch the Panthers, see, I understand where you're coming from because as a storyteller yourself, you can pick up all these things that normal people like me want to, you know. I love stories too, but you're on another level with your storytelling experience that you understand the underlining message it comes from, you know. But for me, it's authenticity.
Yeah.
And once you see something that's not authentic, that's a red flag.
Oh, fuck.
And then it makes you think, okay, if they were soft on that, what else were they soft on? Yeah. See, and I might not pick other things up, but because of that first red flag, right earlier, mind you, because the red flag for me came early. You know what it was? The slang they were saying.
Oh, yes, See, I was like, I guess again, I can understand why they were trying to use that slang because again, they're appealing to the young people. They wanted the young people to kind of. It was like, hey, we're going to try and make this cool, hip version, right?
So I get it, but I don't buy it. I don't buy that.
But it was disjointing. You're like, what? But yeah, like
no one's saying oos back then.
But yeah, like I can understand what they were trying to do. Like so I kind of
that kills it, right? That kills it. Like if you like, I want to like my parents were talking like that when they were that age, you know, in Ponsonby, you know.
Yeah, it's just funny because you brought up authenticity. I'm like, like I could comment on that, like, but again, like this isn't my personal experience with the whole Panthers debacle.
But you would have picked up more than that.
Yeah,
than
but
what
like
I picked up. But for me, that ruined it because
Yeah.
now I'm thinking, fuck, what else did they fucking?
it was props to the production crew and stuff. Like the costumes were dope. It looked slick as fuck. Like, man, it looked really good. But like the substance for me just fell apart because there was so much centered on the white family away from the brown people, and I kind of know why. But you know, again, it's not my place to comment on that. I'm talking about like how I saw it and the shit I saw that just absolutely pissed me off. I was hate watching it from episode 1. I watched the whole thing and I just fucking was hate watching it. I was seething every time I had to watch it. I watched the new episode. Like, that's how fucking annoyed I was. And like, again, it's won a shitload of awards, so they don't give a fuck about what I say. But I don't give a fuck about what they think either. So I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Like, that's kind of always been my MO. Like, I mentioned empathy being a key skill for an artist, and another kind of non-tangible skill to have as an artist is integrity. If you have something to say, you've got to be able to make sure that what you're saying means something. You see so many people blowing smoke up people's asses, and I try my best to be to hold my integrity with everything I say. I try and be real, and sometimes that rubs people up the wrong way.
Yeah.